Hey guys, it's me David, Solid Brick Studios here at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago. I'm here with Caesar, a professional LEGO Star Wars designer who actually designed the set in front of us right now, the Tantive 4. It comes out on May the 4th, so brand new LEGO set. Caesar, can you tell me about basically the story behind this set?
Sure. The Tantive 4 is the very first ship you see in the Star Wars universe, so it's super iconic and easily recognizable. And I was thrilled when I was told that I was about to work on it. The brief from the very beginning was to try and approach the best of both worlds. So do a model that will look good on a shelf, a nice display piece, but also would have a lot of playability and play functions. And that's why we chose this format.
But taking a look at the model here, it definitely seems a lot longer than the previous version from 2009. How much bigger is this model?
This model is about 63 centimeters or 24 inches, which makes it like 3 inches bigger than the one that we made 10 years ago.
And now, is that more accurate based off the reference material and all of that?
Yes, definitely. The proportions and all the details are more accurate. We have now a broader color palette and also more pieces, so that enabled us to make a set that is more accurate overall.
So what was the biggest challenge with creating this set?
I would say that the biggest challenge was to include a handle. So we knew from the beginning that picking up this model would be a challenge because it's so long, so we decided to incorporate a handle. And the big challenge was, where to put it. A handle has to be concealed, but also has to be on a perfect point so the balance is right.
Right.
Fortunately, I was able to incorporate the handle on the radar area, so when you are actually holding the handle, you're holding the radar. So that was quite fun to do.
Well, you said balancing, so was there ever a time during the process where you had to maybe add more Lego up here or less Lego back here?
Yes, actually, I twinkled a little bit with the size of the engines because that was a part of the whole balance thing. So at one point I had to make it slightly bigger, so the balance would be perfect on this area here. And also I had to make this L-shaped part here to just tweak it a little bit more so the balance would be pretty much perfect.
So what are just quickly going through the main play functions of this set, what are the, 4 through 6, play functions within the set?
Yeah, so we have the cockpit that has removable tops. Inside you can fit 2 minifigures. And then in the middle you have a control room area here with a table and a few chairs. On the back you have another removable part, and here you can store some missiles. And then you have the escape pods here, they're both removable, and they both can fit minifigures inside. So that's quite nice. And you also have a couple of stud shooters here and spring-loaded shooters underneath the cockpit over there.
How do you launch the spring-loaded?
So you have to press this little part here and just...
okay. Got you. Very nice, very nice. And then what made you want to have a storage compartment like this for the spring-loaded?
Well, it was actually the other way around. I had this space here, so I thought it's not big enough to make a hallway, but maybe some storage space, so I come up with that.
Very nice, very nice. I know I always constantly lose the extra missiles, so this is very handy, so that way I actually have all of them on me.
Yeah.
So very nice. And then what about all the detail right here? Was this a challenge at all?
Yeah, I mean, whenever we design any Star Wars ship, we always go and check the reference. And actually here on the instructions booklet, you can see some of the pictures we use for reference. You can see it here. And you can see there's a lot of details everywhere. So it was a bit of a challenge to actually try to recreate this. But for that, we used a lot of small little pieces here and there. And I think it worked quite well.
Looks amazing, honestly. In person, I think it's an amazing set. I love the look of it. The color scheme is absolutely
it's
perfect.
Very striking, yes.
Yes, and you see this, you think Star Wars immediately because it's the very first ship that anybody in the world saw when Star Wars premiered back in 1977. So it's very iconic to fans, and it's a beautifully designed ship. You did a great job.
Thanks.
So the last thing is just taking a look at the minifigures. Is there any story of what minifigures you chose and was there anything like particular you wanted out of the minifigure selection?
Yes, I mean, we wanted to include some minifigures that we've never done before, and so we have for the first time Bail Organa, and also Princess Leia with a new skirt piece. So those two, I would say, are the highlights of the set. Of course, the other four are also very important. We have the Captain Antilles and the Rebel Fleet Trooper, and of course C-3PO and R2-D2. So it's a balanced, I would say, minifigure lineup.
Now, was there a challenge with creating a Bail Organa figure? Because this is brand new, it's never been made.
Yes, the costume that you see here is based on the one he used on Rogue One. But actually, the first very draft that the graphic designer did was based on the Revenge of the Sith. But we thought that would be more, it would make more sense to make it the one that is in Rogue One.
Do you know if this is the same ship since Episode 3 that crosses into Rogue One and Episode 4?
No, the ship is not the same. It's the same as the New Hope one and the Rogue One. It's the same, but the one you see on Episode 3, it's another CR-90 Corvette.
Okay.
It's not this one specifically.
And then what goes into figuring out all these stickers? Where do you feel like, was it you who decided, like, I think we should have detail here, or is there another graphic designer that comes in and looks at this?
It's a mix of both. Usually, when I have a very first good sketch, I go to the graphic designer that's assigned to the set, and we have a discussion on what can we use as stickers or decorations. And we usually try to avoid stickers or decorations as much as we can, and try to brick build every detail we can. But that's not always possible, and that's when the graphic designer guys come into action. And like I said, we have a meeting and we decide, like, this piece here would make sense to have a decoration, or that detail there. So that's more or less how the process works.
Thank you so much, Caesar, for joining us, giving us some insight on this brand new Tantive 4 set. It'll be available very soon. I can't wait to get my hands on it and build it myself. This thing looks amazing. You did a great job.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Thanks, guys.